Give good love. All right, y'all. Guess what? We back. We back once again. The Most High has brought us back. We've been gone for a while, just trying to recuperate, because teaching lessons it's a lot. It is a whole lot. It's not easy to just do on your own, cognizant. You got to be led by the Spirit. So the Most High said that it's time to go live again. It's time to do another teaching. So that's what we're going to do. We're doing a breakdown of Joshua, the book of Joshua, which if y'all know about Joshua, Joshua was the one that was chosen right after Moses, or before Moses passed away, but he was chosen because he followed the laws, the statutes, and the commands, and he had a leader that he followed. So the Most High said, I can use Joshua, so I'm going to use him, and we're actually reading that today in chapter 4. We stopped last time from the live that I remember. We were in chapter 3, but we're in chapter 4 today. So if y'all will follow along, enjoy the lesson. I don't know what I'm going to say. Y'all know me. I'm one goofy character. I'm whoever God has called me to be. I'm going to be your entertainer. I'm going to be your teacher. I'm going to be your preacher. I might even be your father. Whatever it is, your shepherd when I say father. Shepherd, your pastor. But we're going to bring this lesson. And before we do that, y'all know we got to read the Father's Heart Ministry. Baby loves when I read that. It's always on time, and I know the Most High gave that to me to do. So here we go. All right. The Father's Heart Ministry. The Father says, today, come away before you come apart. It is time for rest, recovery, and reconstitution of your strength in me. So the Father says, come away, like walk away from some things. I need you to come back and get right with me. I need you to come back and get in good stance with me. Come on. I know you have been struggling, just not just recently, but your whole life has been characterized by struggle, and I see the weariness that has settled upon you. I know he talking to me when I heard this today. I said, man, I know that's for me, because he says, I have seen you struggling, y'all. Been struggling for a long time. Not struggling now, but I was struggling with a lot of stuff that I was dealing with. Not just recently, but your whole life has been characterized by what? Struggle. Been struggling all my life, no matter what my mama say. No matter what my daddy do say. Half of y'all even been struggling the same way. And I see the weariness that has settled upon you. There was a lot of weariness going on when you're struggling. You be weary all the time. It is a natural consequence of the challenges you have faced. Do not be surprised when your energy wanes. That means when wanes means like when it dissipates. When you ain't got no energy no more. When you ain't got the energy to get up and do anything. When I don't want to take care of the kids today. I just want to relax. I want to be lazy. I don't want to take my wife to work today. I just want to chill. Take yourself to work. I don't want to take the kids to school today or wherever they need to go. I just want to chill. That's when your energy is like dissipating. Like, look, I need some rest. We all need to rest right about now. So the Father says you need some rest. It's time to recuperate. Thank you, baby. It is a human experience. It's not a God experience. It's a human experience. So we all know that sometimes we just need a little rest. Leave me alone. I want to get some rest. Don't bother me. No, don't ask me for nothing. Go talk to your mama, or to the mamas, go talk to your daddy. Leave me alone. I want some rest.
All right. Peace.
Yes, peace. I tell you plainly that your spirit, though willing, is housed in a body that has limits, a body that requires rest, a spirit that requires peace, just like necessary food. So we have human bodies. We ain't got godly bodies where we can just be up all day, every day, just doing whatever we want to do. We don't have bodies like that. We got bodies where we need to rest. Even the kids need to get some rest. Everybody got to get some form of rest. Otherwise, you ain't going to be healthy for nobody. I couldn't be healthy for my wife and kids if I didn't get no rest. I would be an angry mess. And I'm not trying to rhyme. That just popped in my head. But I'd be an angry mess. I'd be hangry all the time. I'd be going off on folks. You're like, what's wrong with you? Have you ate something? Have you got some rest? No. So your body requires rest and your spirit requires peace. So just like your body requires rest, your spirit, your inner man, which is your spirit, needs peace, which is rest. It needs peace within itself, just like necessary food that you need in your body. There have been times when you felt your conviction falter. That is a direct result of burdens you have been carrying. So we ain't supposed to be carrying no burdens.
Come on.
I ain't supposed to be carrying no burdens. And that's when your what falters? Your conviction. It falters because you've been carrying on too much stuff that you ain't supposed to be carrying on. I know y'all talk about women all the time. Talking about how they can carry everything. Well, they wasn't meant to carry everything on their backs. That is a burden that you're not supposed to be carrying. A man. That's burdens we ain't supposed to be carrying. None of us out here is supposed to be carrying burdens. If somebody told you that you carrying a lot, that means you need to let go of a lot.
Let it go.
Understand that your trust in me is not a constant, unwavering force without effort on your part. So when you trust in the Most High, you have to literally understand this part right here. It's unwavering. It's an unwavering force. And sometimes it ain't constant. All of us, come on now. I ain't even constant in my relationship all the time. My wife ain't constant in the relationship all the time. But we pick one another up. She see that I done fail a little bit. That means, hey, I got to help my baby out. If I see she done fail, I got to help my baby out. And we know if we see them kids fall, we got to help them out. We all need help, but we ain't supposed to be carrying on burdens like that. But we do need help. I can't do this on my own, and she dang sure can't do it on her own. No matter what society tells you. It is something that can be depleted if you do not actively seek to replenish yourself. If you don't seek to replenish yourself, and I ain't talking about replenishing yourself in the worldly way. I'm talking about replenishing yourself. The Most High is saying, replenish yourself in me. Like that snake on Jungle Book when he said, trust in me. We got to trust in the Most High. We got to trust that he is going to replenish us with what we need in our body, with what we need in our spirit, what we need to keep on going on. Like me being up here today. Hey, the Most High got to replenish me. He got to fill me up just so I can get prepared for this here today, because I don't know what I'm going to say. Just as your body requires rest and nourishment, your spirit needs intentional care. Do not allow the state of your physical or emotional being to dictate the strength of your walk with me. Don't get all caught up in your feelings, because you don't understand the walk with God or the walk with Christ. You don't understand what it truly takes. Don't y'all know that this takes a lot to get up here and talk to y'all, to not only talk to y'all, but to even read the word, to ask the Most High to come on down, to ask his Holy Spirit to activate within me, to permeate in this place so I can speak his words, not my words, but his words. That's a lot, man. And that when I get done with this, baby, no, I need rest. I need replenishment. I need to be filled up. I need my plate. Recognize the signs of depletion and respond to them with wisdom and diligence. When you recognize that you need to sit down, when you recognize that you're too tired, it's time to sit down. It ain't time to be strong. It ain't time to say, I got to keep on going on because, oh, I got this to do and I got that to do. No, your body is telling you, I need rest. It needs rest. You need to sit down before you hurt yourself.
Come on.
Always remember that those who endure to the end will be what? Saved. If you endure to the end, you keep on going on, you get the rest that you need, you get the proper rest that you need, you will be saved at the end, because it's better to be left behind than it is to be taken away. My intention is for you to endure to thrive, but again, it is going to randomly come down from heaven. Your participation is necessary. So in order for the Most High to use us, we have to do what? Participate.
Come on.
We have to say, okay, use me. I'm ready. I'm ready to be used. Fill me up. Make it your priority to set aside the false burdens imposed by illegitimate authority and deceitful guilt that accusers seek to load you down with. Don't be letting people just hold you down with everything from your past. That's going to hold you down. That's a burden. Oh, you remember when you used to steal? You remember when you used to hang out with such and such them? You remember when we used to do this back in the day? I don't remember none of that and don't want it, because that's a burden. You're going to take me back to who I used to be and who I don't want to be no more. What's wrong with you? You know you finna tire me out, girl. Let's go out to the club. Come on, let's hang out like we used to. Forget that man. That's a burden. That's a burden. You're going to end up losing your man or losing your wife behind your stupid little friends, your ignorant friends that's single out here, that's ready to mingle. That's a burden on your relationship. Hear me when I tell you, I know I've been through it before.
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
You are not meant to carry your burdens indefinitely without seeking my assistance and the rest that I provide. So you know what they say, cast your burdens on me and I will, sustain you. I will fill you up. When you feel your resolve diminishing, it is a signal for you to draw closer to who? Me, the Most High. Not to withdraw and seek a palace of rest in me, and most importantly, rest in the natural. Don't be drawing and saying, oh, I need me a new house. I need to go find me some rest in a new place. I got to go to a whole new island. I got to go overseas just to give me some rest. I got to take me a long vacation. That ain't the type of rest he's talking about, because you ain't going to get no rest out there. Let's be honest. You going out there to have you a good time. You're going to have you some drinks. You're going to sit back in the sun. You're going to be relaxing. That ain't the rest that he wants you to do. Your resilience on me is not a sign of weakness, but of understanding. Just know that when you finally decide to relax, that's not weakness.
Come on.
People going to tell you, oh, you weak. You in the panties. Dude, they tell us that all the time. Hey, she got you in the panties. You don't want to go and hang out no more. She got you sprung. Hey, I'd rather be on my woman than on some other man. I'd rather be kicking it with her because, hey, she the one that helped me out. She the one that feed me. She the one that feed me in other ways too, and that you can't do. So, bye. I don't need you. I will take that all day. I'll be the punk.
Hey.
Where was I? Oh, do not. I provide the strength that is sufficient for every trial. Do not permit discouragement to take root in your heart because of temporary lack of vigor. Instead, use these moments as opportunities to lean more heavily on my enduring power. Your faith is not defined by the absence of weariness, but by your response to weariness when it comes to steal your joy. That's strong right there. Your faith is activated.
Yes, Lord.
When you understand that just because you might be weary or weak don't mean that you're really weak as a human being, but you might be weak in your faith. And you need something to fill you back up. You need somebody or something to fill you up. Food ain't gonna help you when it comes to the Most High. Food is not gonna help you. Fasting will help you, but food ain't gonna help you. The only food you're gonna need is that spiritual food, this biblical food, this word that's gonna help you to endure until the end. When fatigue enters in, let it be a reminder to anchor yourself more firmly in me, for I am your unfailing source of refreshment and fortitude. I will refresh you and renew you as the eagle, and you will come through and come out of the snare, exhaustion, and burden into the fullness of my promise. So says Abba Father. So he's going to fill us up just like he do the birds. I'm going to feed you. It might not be worms and grass and things like the birds do, but it's going to be what you need. The Father ain't going to give you that type of stuff. He know you ain't no bird. He know you ain't no tiger. He know you ain't no ant. Look, all of them, he sustains them the same way with whatever they need. He going to sustain us the same way as his chosen sons and daughters. When you think that he don't love us, he don't want nothing to do with us. No, that's why he says, I require this from you. I'm asking this of you. Spend time with me. Rest in me so I can get you filled up and prepared for your week. Amen, windows and walls.
Amen.
Let's dive into this book now with the three people that's in here. Turn to Joshua chapter 4. And we're just doing a breakdown. Don't know how long it's going to be. Don't know what chapters we're going to go to. But my baby is going to be reading in the background. Oh, let me turn this light on real quick. Oh, Lord have mercy. There we go. And it came to pass, when all the people were clean, passed over Jordan, that the Lord spake unto Joshua, saying, take you 12 men out of the people, out of every tribe. How many people?
12.
12 people out of how many? Out of every tribe. How many tribes are there?
12 tribes.
So he said, take 12 out of each tribe.
Yes.
12 men out of each tribe, and command you them, saying, take you hence out of the midst of Jordan, out of the place where the priest's feet stood firm, 12 stones, and you shall carry them over with you, and leave them in the lodging place where you shall lodge this night. So, hey, you can't do this on your own, Joshua. So I need you to go get 12 men from each tribe, and each one of y'all gonna get a stone, and y'all gonna set these down. Here's why. Then Joshua called Then Joshua called the 12 men whom he had prepared of the children of Israel out of every tribe a man. And Joshua said unto them, pass over before the ark of the Lord your God into the midst of Jordan. That means go in the middle of it. Now y'all understand Jordan, it's the sea, right? It's the water. So they get to stand in the middle of the water where there's no water. They standing on dirt, where there's rocks and everything. The only way you're going to get these rocks is if the Most High literally pushes this water out of the way. Or if you a deep sea diver, you can go scuba diving and get these rocks. Now, the Most High know that we wasn't created to swim. We ain't fish. So he said, you'll be able to stand in the midst of Jordan. Where was I at? Of Jordan, and take you up every man of you a stone upon his shoulder, according unto the number of the tribes of the children of Israel. There are 12 tribes of Israel. That this may be a sign among you, that when your children ask their fathers in time to come, saying, what mean you by these stones? What is the reason for these stones, Daddy? Why we got these stones? Why is these stones sitting right here? Why are they all built up like this? Then you shall answer them. Well, I'm glad you asked that, son or daughter. That the waters of Jordan were cut off before the ark of the covenant of the Lord when it passed over Jordan. The waters of Jordan were cut off, and these stones shall be for a memorial unto the children of Israel forever. Hold on.
Break it down.
The water of the stones was cut off. Now, y'all know that y'all seen on TV, or for some of y'all that have a what do they call that? A reserve, a water reserve, or a waterfall. It be stones all around that thing. And the water seeps through that thing. But the Most High decided that I'm going to cut the water off. You know, like your water man come out and they cut your water off. They cut your hot water off or whatever it is. They cut it off. He decided to cut it off. There wasn't going to be no flow of water. Why? Because, see, you got to get some stones. Yeah. And if the water is flowing, you're going to be slipping and stuff. You can't grab nothing. So I got to cut this off so y'all can get these stones and take them where they need to go. But this is a constant reminder of the God that we serve. He can do the unthinkable, the unweighable. It might be imaginary to you, but it ain't imaginary to me because, hey, if I see something like that, I know that God exists. I know there is what they say, a higher power. I'm going to call that higher power Abba Father, the Creator. Decides to cut off the water so they can get these stones. But they got to tell their children about this story on how he cut off the water for them to be able to get over to the other side of Jordan. Because some of y'all don't, well, some of us, some of them didn't know how to swim.
That's it.
Let's just keep it real. Black people weren't created to swim. The Most High always cut the water off for a reason so we can cross through that mud. So we can walk through. Or he did what?
Or he lifted it
Or
up.
he lifted up. And look, I'm going to hold it up over y'all head. Look, you walking through. Whoa. We got a God that'll hold the water up like that. Hey, you better get on through before I drop this water down on you. Right. Nah, he wasn't going to do that. He's like, I'm just waiting for the ones that's not my sons and daughters to come on through here trying to get mines so I can shut the water down. Oh, he might leave it up for us. You got doggone wrong. Here we go.
They thought they was going to get across.
They thought they was going to get across, but they got washed up. And the children of Israel, verse 8, the children of Israel did so as Joshua commanded, and took up 12 stones out of the midst of Jordan, out of the middle of Jordan, as the Lord spake unto Joshua, according to the number of the tribes of children of Israel, and carried them over with them unto the place where they lodged, and laid them down there. Now, lodged, where they got to sleep at, where they laid their head down at, where they was going to be kept in safety at, where your refuge, your Most High is keeping you in safety at. Yes, so they had to do all of that. And Joshua set up 12 stones in the midst of Jordan, in the place where the feet of the priests which bear the ark of the covenant stood. And they are there unto this day. I want to know where they at. I want to know where that's at because I want to go see that. That's a memorial. If we can find out, do y'all understand? We can find out where that is at. where them stones is at, and they ain't cut, because the Most High didn't tell them to cut nothing. He ain't say carve nothing.
Right.
He said get these stones and then set them up as a memorial. He ain't say cut them up and make Mount Rushmore. Put Lincoln up there. Put Martin Luther King up there. Put all these idols up. He ain't say do none of that. He said just put them up as a memorial. They gonna always know, because it's still gonna be there until what? This day.
Yeah.
Verse 10. For the priests which bear the ark stood in the midst of Jordan until everything was finished, that the Lord commanded Joshua to speak unto the people according to all that Moses commanded Joshua, and the people hasted and passed over. You know, when they say they hasted and passed over, they hurry up and ran.
Yeah.
They hurry up and got across like they did it in a hurry. We ain't trying to stay over here no more. Let's go. No, we ain't trying to go back with Moses no more. They gone. So we ain't trying to fall into that same track. Let's just get over to where we need to get to. That's what I'm like. And the children of Reuben and the children of Gad. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Verse 11. And then, baby, I'm going to allow you to read from 1 to 12, okay? Mm-hmm. And it came to pass, when all the people were clean passed over, that the ark of the Lord passed over, and the priest in the presence of the people, and the children of Reuben and the children of Gad, and half the tribe of Manasseh passed over, armed before the children of Israel, as Moses spake unto them. So they didn't go over there empty-handed. They didn't go over there without their armor. They didn't go over there without their weapons of warfare. None of that stuff. They went over there prepared. Like, hey, we ready. We ready to take over. Like we say all the time. Because we taking over one city at a time. That was the first city. Now, y'all understand there's some more cities that Israel's going to take over. Go ahead, sweetie. 1 through 12.
When the whole nation was finally across, God spoke to Joshua. Select 12 men from the people, a man from each tribe, and tell them, from right here, the middle of the Jordan, where the feet of the priests are standing firm, take 12 stones, carry them across with you, and set them down in the place where you camp tonight. Mm-hmm. Joshua called out the 12 men whom he selected from the people of Israel, one man from each tribe. Joshua directed them, cross to the middle of the Jordan and take your place in front of the chest of God, your God. Each of you have a stone to hold on your shoulder, a stone for each of the tribes of the people of Israel, so you'll have something later to mark the occasion. When your children ask you, what are these stones to you? You'll say, the flow of the Jordan was stopped in front of the chest of the covenant of God as it crossed the Jordan, stopped in its tracks. These stones are a permanent memorial for the people of Israel. The people of Israel did exactly as Joshua commanded. They took 12 stones from the middle of the Jordan, a stone for each of the 12 tribes, just as God had instructed Joshua. Carried them across with them to the camp and set them down there. Joshua set up the 12 stones taken from the middle of the Jordan that had marked the place where the priests who carried the chest of the covenant had stood. They are still there today. The priests carrying the chest continued standing in the middle of the Jordan until everything God had instructed Joshua to tell the people to do, it was done, confirming what Moses had instructed Joshua. The people crossed and no one dawdled. When the crossing of all the people was complete, they watched as the chest of the covenant and the priests crossed over. The Reubenites, Gadites, and the half tribe of Manasseh had crossed over in battle formation in front of the people of Israel, obedient to Moses' instructions. All told, about 40,000 armed soldiers crossed over before God to the plains of Jericho, ready for the battle.
They crossed over for what? Hold on, yours. I like the way the Message Bible read. That's why I asked my baby to read it, because it go in depth. But they crossed over for what? Ready for battle.
Ready for battle. They crossed over to
They was
Jericho.
ready for war.
Yeah.
But again, that memorial that they left behind is for the people of Israel to remember. Not everybody else. This is for his people as a memorial to remember what I did for y'all. You might not understand it, but it's for y'all because this is true. So we can find that spot. Wherever it is, we know that our God is real. They can't tear it down. You ain't going to be able to shut it down. Verse 13. And baby just read this. About 40,000 prepared for war passed over before the Lord unto battle to the plains of Jericho. On that day, the Lord magnified Joshua in the sight of all Israel. He magnified him. He made him
Yes, Lord.
lit up in front of everybody. Y'all all gonna know who Joshua is. Everybody that come over here, when we get over here, they gonna know who Joshua is. He's the head, the HNIC, the head nigga in charge. He the one in charge. Y'all better respect him. Come up against him if you want to.
Hey.
I'll lay you down. You see what I just did to them over there? Y'all see what I did to them folks that was chasing y'all? Think I won't do it to you too? I don't want to, but I will.
Yeah, be the top dog.
He the top dog. Bow wow. On that day, the Lord magnified Joshua in the sight of all Israel, and they feared him as they feared Moses all the days of his life. Why they feared Moses? Because Moses was chosen. Why did they fear Joshua? Because Joshua was chosen. Touch not my anointing and do my prophets no harm. That is a warning to anybody that want to come up against the one that I chose. Not the one you chose, but the one that I chose. Just know that I will shut you down.
Hey.
I will make everything new now.
That's it.
I'll make you a believer in God now. Come up against him if you want to.
He'll make you believe.
And the Lord spake unto Joshua, saying, command the priests that bear the ark of the testimony that they come up out of Jordan. Joshua therefore commanded the priests, saying, come ye up out of Jordan. And it came to pass, when the priests that bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord were come up out of the midst of Jordan, and the soles of the priests' feet were lifted up unto the dry land, that the waters of Jordan returned unto their place and flowed over all his banks as they did before. Hold on. Y'all don't get what just happened.
You better say it.
They got lifted up like, oh, it's going to rise up. Y'all going to come all the way over here. And once you get over here, then I'm going to show you a miracle right here. Watch me turn your water back on.
I know that's
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle. The water came back on.
Came back up.
Y'all know how we do it. The water came back on out of nowhere. Mama prayed, daddy prayed,
Right.
and next
Come
thing you
on.
know, the water came on. That ain't nothing but God.
That's good.
That's how God will do you. Get to praying, get to asking
That's
for
how
stuff.
he work.
That's how he works. You ain't gonna never know what God gonna do until you start acknowledging God. So I know that they must have been acknowledging God. Like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen. Could you imagine that somebody just come up and just lift you up and take you over to a place, and then right after you get over there, remember, they feet. It was all about their feet. And they got to dry land. Soon as they touched down, he turned the water back on. Now y'all can drink. Now they can try to cross over. Look, I'm not going to let nobody walk over here and try to get y'all, because I know them people still looking for y'all. They see some of y'all, some of my people is gone now. But I know they still looking for the rest of y'all, because y'all know we don't die, we multiply.
Come on.
In the words of Bebe's kids. And the people came up out of the Jordan on the 10th day. And this is verse 19, of the first month, and encamped in Gilgal in the east border of Jericho. Now, if you a whole army, y'all understand, you ain't going to have no place to stay right off the bat. You're going to have to set up shop. You're going to have to set up tents and stuff. You're going to have to get prepared. So they ain't camping right now. They in a whole camp. Y'all know, like the Israelite brothers be saying, we got a camp. We got a camp full of Israelite brothers. We ready for what? Verse 20, and those 12 stones which they took out of Jordan did Joshua pitch in Gilgal. And he spake unto the children of Israel, saying, when your children shall ask their fathers in time to come, saying, what mean these stones? Then you shall let your children know, saying, Israel came over this Jordan on dry land, not where water, not in swimming, not in no boat, not in no canoe, but they walked over this mug on dry land where water was once at. For the Lord your God dried up the waters of Jordan from before you until you were passed over, as the Lord your God did to the Red Sea. So not only did he do this once, but he did it twice. He did it with the Red Sea, that was with Moses now, and then he did it with Jordan, with Joshua and them. Now, which he dried up from before us until we were gone over, that all the people of the earth might know the hand of the Lord that is mighty, that you might fear the Lord your God forever.
Forever. Come on.
Forever. Now,
Forever.
y'all understand Joshua was talking to the kids who was soon one day gonna have some what? Kids. So he had to tell them, look, when y'all get older,
Right.
and y'all kids ask y'all some questions about why these stones is over here and why they look like this, why they built up like this, y'all gonna have to tell them this story.
Yeah.
Because we telling y'all the story because we lived it. Y'all will get to witness it. But understand this. Your kids ain't going to get to witness it and they didn't get to live it. But you got to tell them why we serve the God that we serve and why we always go to him when we need anything.
Yeah.
Because look what he did for us. And they better believe you too. Go ahead and read yours, baby. It's 13 through 24. I need a drink of water.
13 through 24.
Are you a black Israelite? I am Israelite. I am brown. I'm not black. But I do claim Israelite because of what the words say. You can call me a Christ-like, which is an anointed light, one that follows Christ. But yes, that's what I am. I just ain't like them. I ain't on the corner doing all that extra stuff. I'm in my own crib. Go ahead, baby.
You read chapter 4, 13 through 24? Chapter 4, 13 through 24?
Yeah, 13 through 24.
All told, about 40,000 armed soldiers crossed over before God to the plains of Jericho, ready for the battle. God made Joshua great that day in the sight of all Israel. They were in awe of him, just as they had been in awe of Moses all his life. God told Joshua, command the priests carrying the chest of the testimony to come up from the Jordan. Joshua commanded the priests, come up out of the Jordan.
1 second. Y'all understand Joshua younger than them priests, right?
Right.
And he get to tell them what to do. And they got to follow his orders. This is the type of anointing and power that the Most High has given a young man to talk to the older generation. Go ahead, sweet.
Joshua commanded the priests, come up out of the Jordan. They did it. The priests carrying God's chest of the covenant came up from the middle of the Jordan. As soon as the soles of the priest's feet touched dry land, the Jordan's water resumed their flow within the banks just as before. The people came up out of the Jordan on the 10th day of the first month. They set up camp at the Gilgal, the circle to the east of Jericho. Joshua erected a monument at the Gilgal using the 12 stones that they had taken from the Jordan. And then he told the people of Israel, in the days to come, when your children ask their fathers, what are these stones doing here? Tell your children this. Israel crossed over this Jordan on dry ground. Yes, God, your God, dried up the Jordan's waters for you until you had crossed. Just as God, your God, did at the Red Sea, which had dried up before us until we had crossed. This was so that everybody on earth would recognize how strong God's rescuing hand is, and so that you would hold God in solemn reverence always.
Forever.
Forever.
Now, when I see, and this is just, improv, I just saw it myself. It says, what mean these stones?
Come on.
What's the reason for these stones? But that reminded me of the movie The Joker, when he says, you know how I got these scars, Batman? And he had to tell him the whole story on how he got these scars. His whole face was a memorial of how he got them scars. His parents was ruthless. But for us, you know how we got these stones, children of Israel? Because of the Most High. He allowed the water to be taken away so our people could then set them stones up. And Joshua said he set them up. He ain't lay them down to the side. He set them up as a memorial so you can see that our God is real.
That's it.
Our God don't play.
He don't play.
When it come to us. When he give us some instructions, even with them priests. Joshua told them priests what to do, and did they have any type of, you too young, you can't be telling me what to do. They wasn't doing half this stuff that you hear these folks nowadays talking about, you ain't ready to teach this word. You ain't ready to preach this word. You can't tell me what to do. I'm older than you.
Right.
Something wrong with you. Said that if you want to, I guarantee you they wouldn't have made it across. Mm-hmm. They know who God is. You know what happened to the light.
Ain't gonna be no talking back.
We moving on to chapter 5. Is that cool?
Chapter 5.
Chapter 5. And it came to pass, when all the kings of the Amorites were on the side of Jordan westward, all the kings of the Canaanites, which were by the sea, heard that the Lord had dried up the waters of Jordan from before the children of Israel until we were passed over, that their heart melted. Neither was their spirit their spirit in them anymore because of the children of Israel. So they heard. Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Do y'all just hear what just happened? He dried up the waters. And then they crossed over. He literally did this for his children, Israel, the Canaanites and all them. They looking like, man, did y'all hear what just happened? He cut off the water and then he just cut it back on. How are we supposed to get back over there? How are we supposed to get to them? They was in shock. You know when they say their spirit left them, it's like, I think I saw a ghost.
Right.
You know how they do in the movies. I think I just saw a ghost.
Yeah. They couldn't believe it.
They couldn't believe it because the waters had dried up on Jordan before the children of Israel until all had passed over.
Oh, won't he do?
That means until your last hill, the last hill that came through, whoever was the last one, when it came through and it stepped on the next one, that's when the water came down immediately. Mm-hmm. At that time, the Lord said unto Joshua, make these sharp knives and circumcise again the children of Israel the second time. So now y'all got to get circumcised another time. Mm. He teach them how to do things. And Joshua made him sharp knives and circumcised the children of Israel at the heel of the foreskins. Ooh, wee. And this is the cause why Joshua did circumcise all the people that came out of Egypt that were males, even all the men of war had been unalive. It says died in the wilderness by the way after they came out of Egypt. So everybody that had been circumcised had already what? Passed on. Right. So now we got to do this all over again. Mm-hmm. Joshua, you straight, but these young ones right here, they and the ones before, they all got to get circumcised now. This is the second time. You got to get the knives and do the work now. Mm-hmm. Now all the people that came, this is verse 5, out were circumcised, but all the people that were born in the wilderness by the way as they came out or came forth out of Egypt, them they had not circumcised. And y'all understand, because we always talk, they was just walking around the wilderness like they just walking around like this all day. This is how we talk in the church. Like they just walk around. They don't tell y'all that the walking around part is just like us here in America. Us here in the U.S. of A. Babylon. Right. We walk around this mug all day, but yet we still be getting it in. Children still be coming out, like you said earlier. We don't die, we multiply. So how y'all think other children came about? They wasn't just walking around and all of a sudden, a baby pops out. Right. Here go another one. No, they was doing stuff
they was still living their life.
They was still living their life. They wasn't just walking around like, where we gonna go next?
Right.
What we gonna do?
All confused.
For 40 years, come on, man, please.
Right.
Them people got needs. You see women, our natural, for a man, our natural thing is, hey, baby, let me holler at you, Hey, I want to create some life with you. I want to get it in with you. I want to do some strange things with you. Let's just keep it real. Mm-hmm. That's how the children get here. They don't get here just so much playing around.
Walking around.
Just because God mad at us now, we can't get over to the next place. That ain't how it work. They had set up shop. They had tents over there. Yeah. They had places. Look, it don't matter where we at. If we could be outside in the wilderness, we could be in a tent. As long as it's so comfortable for me and her, and we going to do what we do, and we going to create life.
Right.
That's what we do. Sorry to be a little...
40 years, that's a long
time. Hey, 40 years is a long time to be waiting.
I'm 40 years old.
Yeah, I'm 40 years old, and I'm still waiting. Not today. They took the children that was alive and left them grown folks over there. We taking y'all children with us because they going to need somebody to take care of them, to teach them the laws, the statutes, and the commands of the Most High. Somebody that's going to teach them about God because y'all messed up.
Right.
Getting back to it. Where we at? Verse 6. For the children of Israel walked 40 years. See, I told y'all don't know how it's going to flow. But the children of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness till all the people that were men of war which came out of Egypt were consumed because they obeyed not the voice of the Lord. unto whom the Lord sware that he would not show them the land, which the Lord sware unto their fathers that he would give us, a land that flows with milk and honey.
Come on.
He just said it right there. They was walking around for 40 years. Stop letting them people lie to y'all, telling you they was just walking around for 40 years and one just passed on. One just died. No, they was set up shop for 40 years. Like we 40 years old right now. It could be about us right now. We 40 years old.
Yeah.
Or we about to be 40 years old. And I'm about to be 40. My baby already there. Yeah, she older than me just by some months. But whatever. I'm still the head of household.
I know that's right.
You know, jagged edge style. I'm the head of this household.
That's right.
I'm the prize. Yeah. But anyway, baby know what I'm saying. She know. That's why she laughing back there. Anyways, the reason that they didn't cross over, the reason our mamas and our daddies them and our granny them and our grandpa them, then some of them passed on, some of them ain't even gonna make it. Right. Because why? Our 40 years is up. You know, they 40 years is up. They ain't make it. They can't cross over. They didn't obey the voice of the Lord. They didn't want to do what God said. They didn't want to do what the word said. They wanted to listen to what the line, I almost cussed, the line pastor said. God stopped me. He knew his son. But still.
He know your heart.
He know my heart. That's what they say. Ain't that what they say in there too? God know my heart. I'm still struggling with it. I ain't got no reason to lie to y'all. I still let some words slip out. It's not me that by any means necessary. Huh?
Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy. Lord will have mercy on me. I'm telling you, God will still use me. And whatever words that we say, he'll still use you. Don't let nobody tell you that he ain't. Just because you use some, what they call profanity words. Curse words. There ain't no curse.
He's working on you.
Yes, he's working on me. But ain't no more drama in my life. And their children, whom he raised up, verse 7, in their stead, them Joshua circumcised. For they were uncircumcised because they had not circumcised them by the way. Their parents couldn't circumcise them by the way. If they would have got circumcised, they would have had to stay over there. The Most High knew what he was doing. He said, look, I'm going to take your children and I'm going to put them over here with Joshua and them. And they're going to be raised up by the real ones, the true ones that's going to follow me, that's not going to disobey me. And then they got to get circumcised. Everybody got to get circumcised. Otherwise, hey, you ain't going to be able to rock with us. You're not one of us. Verse 8, and it came to pass, when they had done circumcising all the people, that they abode in their places in the camp, till they were whole. And the Lord said unto Joshua, this day have I rolled away the reproach of Egypt from off you. Wherefore, the name of the place is called Gilgal until this day. I'm going to stop right there and let my baby read the Message Bible so we can get a breakdown. And I need some water. Go ahead, baby.
When all the Amorite kings west of the Jordan and the Canaanite kings along the sea coast heard how God had stopped the Jordan River before the people of Israel until they had crossed over, their hearts sank. The courage drained out of all of them just thinking about the people of Israel. At that time, God said to Joshua, make stone knives and circumcise the people of Israel a second time. So Joshua made stone knives and circumcised the people of Israel at Foreskins Hill. This is why Joshua conducted the circumcision. All the males who had left Egypt, the soldiers, they had died in the wilderness on the journey out of Egypt. All the people who had come up out of Egypt, of course, had been circumcised. But all those born in the wilderness along the way, since leaving Egypt, had not been.
Born in the wilderness along the way.
That means walking around.
Again, yes, I gotta say it one more time. Because her said they was born in the wilderness along the way. That means that while they was committing their sins and while they was disobeying God, they was still getting it in.
Oh, yeah.
They was still trying to create life.
Yeah, they was busy.
Come on. Just like we do today, we still be busy. We always got some time to have a little grown-up fun.
I know that's right.
Now, it was grown-ups, not children.
Right.
Get that right. It wasn't kids out there trying to be grown. It was grown people that were creating little bitty people.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sweetie.
But all those born in the wilderness along the way, since leaving Egypt, had not been. The fact is that the people of Israel had walked through that wilderness for 40 years until the entire nation died out. all the men of military age who had come up out of Egypt, but had disobeyed the call of God. God vowed that these would never lay eyes on the land God had solemnly promised their ancestors to give us, a land flowing with milk and honey. But their children had replaced them. These are the ones Joshua circumcised. They had never been circumcised. No one had circumcised them along the way. When they had completed the circumcision of the whole nation, they stayed where they were in camp until they were healed. You said to 8?
No, to 10. But I'll
Okay.
pause real quick. I didn't hear that in mine.
Which
where
one?
it said that their children replaced them.
Yep.
That's
Come on.
why they
Come
couldn't
on,
make it
Lord.
over. Because, hey, I told you sometimes he got to unalive some folks so you can be replaced so he can use the right ones, the
Come
ones
on.
that's going to follow. Because I got to use the young ones. You know, young ones, when they small, they look up to mama and daddy and them and they listen to them. So if they would have been listening to them over there,
Right.
they wouldn't have never made it over here. So they had to listen to a new leader, which is Joshua and the people that came with him. So now we know who to listen to. This is why they listen to Joshua, because Joshua was grown to them. This is one that, hey, we got to look up to.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, sweetie.
When they had completed the circumcision of the whole nation, they stayed where they were in camp until they were healed. God said to Joshua, "Today I have rolled away the reproach of Egypt." That's why the place is called the Gilgal. It's still called that. The people of Israel continue to camp at the Gilgal. They celebrated the Passover on the evening of the 14th day of the month on the plains of Jericho.
Now, they stayed over, they had to stay somewhere. Mine says until they were whole. Hers says until they were healed. You know, when you hurting,
Yeah.
and you got a wound or where you're cut or
Circumcision
something.
ain't no joke.
Hey, you got to chill out. You can't be out there trying to walk and all that. You better sit down somewhere. Hey, let your stuff breathe, you know.
Right.
Just
You gotta
chill.
heal up.
Relax. You got to heal just like a woman. You know, once she had a baby. Hey,
Oh,
she
yeah.
don't get up
You
and just
gotta
get to
heal
walking around. I'm not pregnant no more.
Right.
That's not how they do.
Oh, no.
They got to sit their tail down
You sure do. You
for
better.
a long while.
You better.
We, as men, it's a short time for us. For them, it's an extended period because that's an open wound. I'm not going to go into that. I ain't no woman. And verse 11, and they did eat of the old corn of the land on the morrow after the Passover, unleavened cakes and parched corn in the self same day. They got to eat good. And the manna ceased on the morrow after they had eaten of the old corn of the land. Neither had the children of Israel manna any more. But they did eat of the fruit of the land of Canaan that year. And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went unto him and said unto him, Art thou for us or for our adversaries? Hold on. This man was chilling. And a dude is standing over him with a sword. And he get his ready. Hey, is you for us? Or is you for our adversaries? Is you with us? Or is you for our adversaries? Because if not, hey, charge! Take this man out.
Right.
Hold
Friend
on.
or foe. Come
Y'all
on.
know we got an army. We ain't come over there alone. You ain't gonna catch us by ourselves.
Is you a friend or a foe?
Yes. And he said, Nay, but as captain of the host of the Lord am I now come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship and said unto him, What saith my Lord unto his servant? And the captain of the Lord's host said unto Joshua, Loose thy shoe from off thy foot, for the place whereon thou standest is holy. And Joshua did so. So hold on.
Come on.
This is an angel, y'all.
Break it down.
You got to understand. Whoever was standing over here was like, hold on, hey, you can't come over here with them shoes on. I'm going to let you know, this is an angel. Y'all know angels is always ready for war.
Yeah.
They always ready to fight.
ready. They
So
stay
this is
ready.
why Joshua dropped down. Oh, Lord, I serve you. Oh, I'm going to listen to you. Oh, I'm going to take off my Air Jesuses too. I'm going to take off everything. And I'm going to make sure, because he did the same thing that happened with Moses.
He sure did.
Y'all remember when Moses got over there and he was all alone by himself.
Yeah.
He got over there. Now, he ain't talking about nobody coming out with no sword, no angel. It talked about the fire,
Yeah, burning bush.
burning bush. And it told him, hey, Moses, Take off thy shoes, for the place you stand on is holy ground. So Joshua is getting the same treatment as Moses. He getting the same thing. Now it's a little bit different because now you got somebody that's standing up. He's like, who is you? And he had to let him know, I'm from the Lord of hosts. I'm from your heavenlies. I come down here to let you know some things. Oh, now I got to take off my shoes. I got to take these instructions. You going to listen because if you see somebody that big, that tall, whatever it was, you going to listen. I don't care what y'all say, man. About some angels looking like humans.
Yeah, going to be scared.
When it come to bowing down and they worshiping, you know it's got to be something that is of God for real, that they ain't never seen before.
Oh, you going to give reverence, okay.
Baby, you go ahead and read yours.
10 through 15.
Yeah, 10 through 15.
Okay. The people of Israel continued to camp at the Gilgal. They celebrated the Passover on the evening of the 14th day of the month on the plains of Jericho. Right away, the day after the Passover, they started eating the produce of that country, unraised bread and roasted grain, and then no more manna. The manna stopped as soon as they started eating food grown in the land. There was no more manna for the people of Israel. That year, they ate from the crops of Canaan. And then this, while Joshua was there near Jericho, he looked up and saw right in front of him a man standing, holding his drawn sword. Joshua stepped up to him and said, whose side are you on, ours or our enemies? He said, neither. I'm a commander of God's army. I've just arrived. Joshua fell face to the ground and worshiped. He asked, what orders does my master have for his servant? God's army commander ordered Joshua, take your sandals off your feet. The place you are standing is holy. Joshua did it.
So he bowed down, worshipped him, understood that at this time, this is something that's unrecognizable. This is something that comes. I ain't on neither side is what he said. I ain't on the adversary's side, and I ain't on your side. I'm on God's side. I'm sent from the Lord, the Most High.
Hey, I'm sent from above.
I'm sent from above to come down here and give you some instructions. All right. Chapter 6, you ready?
Yeah.
It's already 3:30.
Roll with it.
Now Jericho was straightly shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out and none came in. So they shut it down. You can't go out and you can't nobody come in and can't nobody go out. And the Lord said unto Joshua, see, I have given into thine hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor. So the reason he shut him up, he said, listen, I've given you Jericho. Right here. You ain't even have to do nothing but obey me. You ain't have to go up and fight anybody. You ain't have to go shut nothing down. I just gave it to you right into your hand. How did I do that? You about to have everything already and you don't even know it.
Come on.
You got a whole army for you to shut everything down. But I'm telling you right now, I'm going to give it to you. It's already yours, Joshua. You just got to go take it. You just got to go get it. You know, like Mary say, go get it. Go get your blessing. That's y'all stuff. Go and take what's rightfully yours.
Come on.
Let me finish up.
You better say it.
And you shall compass the city, all you men of war. I told you. He said, you going to compass the city. That means you going to surround the city. You ain't going to be walking around the city. You going to surround the city on every corner, on each side. That's why you got all these men of war, of valor over here. The city, all you men of war, and go round about the city. Once, thus shalt thou do 6 days. So it's going to take you 6 days to do it once. Understand that. Everybody's surrounded around this mug right here. And 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of ram's horns. And the 7th day you shall compass the city 7 times, and the priest shall blow with the trumpets. Stop right there. So they walking around. This is your parade. This ain't no parade after you won the championship. This ain't none of that. This is your parade of letting them know, we here now. We on the spot now. That's why we going to sound these trumpets when it's our time now. Because it's going to be so loud, it's going to disturb everybody and everything. But y'all going to know that this is God's army.
Sound the alarm.
Yes, sound the alarm, and not Nicki Minaj style. And it shall come to pass that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn And when you hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city shall fall down flat, and the people shall ascend up, every man straight before him. And Joshua, the son of Nun, called the priests and said unto them, take up the ark of the covenant, and let 7 priests bear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark of the Lord. And he said unto the people, pass on and compass the city, and let him that is armed pass on before the ark of the Lord. And it came to pass, when Joshua had spoken unto the people, that the 7 priests bearing the 7 trumpets of ram's horns passed on before the Lord, and blew with the trumpets. The ark of the covenant of the Lord followed them. The armed men went before the priests that blew with the trumpets, and the reward came after the ark, the priests going on and blowing with the trumpets. And Joshua commanded the people, saying, you shall not shout, nor make any noise with your voice, neither shall any word proceed out of your mouth until the day I bid you shout. Then you shout.
Yeah.
Go ahead, baby. That's 1 through 10 that I read. I'm going to break it down as you read.
Right. Jericho was shut up tight as a drum because of the people of Israel. No one was going in and no one coming out. God spoke to Joshua. Look sharp now. I've already given Jericho to you, along with its king and its elite forces. Here's what you are to do. March around the city, all your soldiers. Circle the city once. Repeat this for 6 days. Have 7 priests carry 7 ram's horn trumpets in front of the chest. On the 7th day, march around the city 7 times. The priests blowing away on the trumpets. And then a long blast on the ram's horn. When you hear that, all the people are to shout at the top of their lungs. The city wall will collapse at once. All the people are to enter, every man straight on in. So Joshua, son of Nun, called the priests and told them, take up the chest of the covenant. 7 priests are to carry 7 ram's horn trumpets leading God's chest. Then he told the people, set out, march around the city. Have the armed guard march before the chest of God. And it happened. Joshua spoke, the people moved. 7 priests with their 7 ram's horn trumpets set out before God. They blew the trumpets, leading God's chest of the covenant. The armed guard marched around ahead of the trumpet-blowing priests. The rear guard was marching after the chest, marching and blowing their trumpets. Joshua had given orders to the people. Don't shout. In fact, don't even speak. Not so much as a whisper, until you hear me say, shout, then shout away.
So the first part where they go around with the priest and they shout, that's the voice of the Lord, because things came tumbling down. The city came tumbling down. Walls came tumbling down at this point. So the voice, when they all shout together in unison, it scared everything to where it came tumbling down. Now Joshua is saying, look, I need y'all to be quiet now. So when this time it happened, don't shout until I tell y'all to shout. So y'all got to listen. We got to listen to Joshua. When Joshua say do something, we going to do it. Because it's going to work the same way. The walls of Jericho is going to come tumbling down. Verse 11. So the ark of the Lord compassed the city, going about it once. And they came into the camp and lodged in the camp. They've been taking this ark with them everywhere. I think we need to get our ark of the covenant back, so we can take it with us where we go.
Come on.
And Joshua rose early in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of the Lord. And 7 priests bearing 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark of the Lord went on continually and blew with the trumpets. And the armed men went before them, but the reward came after the ark of the Lord, the priests going on and blowing with the trumpets. And the 2nd day they compassed the city once and returned into the camp. So they did 6 days. And it came to pass on the 7th day that they rose early about the dawning of the day and compassed the city after the same manner 7 times. Only on that day they compassed the city 7 times. And it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priests blew with the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, shout, for the Lord hath given you the city. So they shouting because the Most High just said, it's y'all's now. Shout. Celebrate, get loud and
Man.
proud. Y'all know, like Oklahoma City with what they call it, Loud City, when they go into the stadium in there, or whatever it is, and they be shouting for the Thunder. Let's go Thunder!
Right.
Let's go!
Get the shout.
But we shouting for the Lord. We ain't shouting for the Thunder now.
I
We
know
shouting for
that's
some
right.
thunder. We shouting for the thunder of the Lord.
Right.
We ain't shouting for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
That
Although we hope that they win, whatever. That's a whole other thing. But anyways, they shouting because the city is now theirs.
Yeah.
They able to take over. Ain't no loud ordinances over here. Oh, you're too loud. We got to come and issue you a ticket. This is ours. We can talk as loud as we want to. We can shout as loud. We can play music as loud as we want to, and it ain't disturbing the peace.
That's it.
Verse 17. And the city shall be accursed, even it, and all that are therein, to the Lord only. Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that were sent. She did a job. She made sure they was kept in safety. She may not be one of them, but she's a stranger that made sure that God's people was safe. So the stranger get to roll with us. Everybody that's in her house. Now, we know that Rahab is a harlot. She is one of them old foes. But she did what she had to do to survive. She even asked them, hey, look, as long as I keep y'all safe, y'all going to keep me safe. Y'all going to make sure my household don't get touched. I'll make sure y'all don't get touched. I scratch y'all back, y'all scratch mine. So the Lord is honoring that. Verse 18, and I'm going to let you read. And ye, in any wise, keep yourselves from the accursed thing, lest you make yourself accursed when you take of the accursed thing and make the camp of Israel accursed and trouble it. Now, understand when he says, keep yourselves away from it. Don't take nothing out of here. Don't steal nothing. Don't rob nobody. Don't hide nothing. Otherwise, you're going to bring a curse on the whole camp. Go ahead, baby.
He sent the chest of God on its way around the city.
What?
It circled once, came back to camp, and stayed for the night. Joshua was up early the next morning. The priests took up the chest of God. The 7 priests carrying the 7 ram's horn trumpets marched before the chest of God, marching and blowing the trumpets, with the armed guard marching before and the rear guard marching after, marching and blowing of trumpets. On the second day, they again circled the city once and returned to camp. They did this for 6 days. When the seventh day came, they got up early and marched around the city, this same way, but 7 times. Yes, this day they circled the city 7 times. On the 7th time around, the priests blew their trumpets, and Joshua signaled the people, shout, God has given you the city. The city and everything in it is under a holy curse and offered up to God, except for Rahab the harlot. She is to live, she and everyone in her house with her, because she hid the agents we sent. As for you, watch yourselves in the city under holy curse. Be careful that you don't come to anything in it and take something that's cursed, endangering the camp of Israel with the curse and making trouble for everyone.
Y'all heard that. If he say don't steal, one of the commandments, thou shalt not steal. If he say don't steal, don't unalive, then don't do it. Otherwise, hold on, y'all. They bring this puzzle up. I'm back. But otherwise, you're going to bring a curse on the whole camp. That's why our houses is cursed. Because we go against what God tell us not to do. You wonder why you can't prosper, you can't get nowhere. Thank you, Sister Wakila, for the roses. I appreciate that as a title gifter. All praises to the Most High. But that's why we today still understand. We don't even understand that we cursed, because we be taking stuff that we shouldn't be taking. We be bringing stuff inside the home that we shouldn't be bringing. And then our whole home is cursed. You know you ain't supposed to be in a home without a man. You know that, right? You know you ain't supposed to be in a home without your woman. You ain't supposed to be having all these things. It's a cursed thing. But when we start doing what God says to do, when we take this seriously, guess what? You ain't cursed no more. Hey. That's why we got to have a reset. That's why them kids, that they had in the wilderness, they had to have a whole reset, because they didn't have no good upbringing. They wouldn't have had a good upbringing by the ones that was bringing them up, because they already knew how to disobey God.
Yeah.
How to piss God off.
That's it.
How to make him mad.
Ooh-wee.
Where'd you stop at, baby? Verse
Stop
19?
Yeah, but you need to read it. 19.
Okay, thank you. But see, I got somebody that keep me on my toes. I ain't doing this on my own. See, if I would have been doing this on my own, it probably been a curse thing. I ain't got nobody trying to help me. So the Lord said, I'm going to send you a helper. I'm going to give you a help meet.
Teamwork make the dream work.
Teamwork make the vision work. I know they say dream work, but the dream is a vision. So, hey, the vision is working. Verse 19. But all the silver and gold and vessels of brass and iron are consecrated unto the Lord. They shall come into the treasury of the Lord. So the people shouted when the priest blew with the trumpets. And it came to pass when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. So this city it had some gates up, like Trump, what is his name, Trump? He be talking about, I'm going to build a wall. I'm going to build a wall and y'all going to build it. Look, they shout was so loud. It was so powerful. It was from the Most High. You know it's from the Most High. Because soon as they began to shout, them walls came tumbling down. They didn't have to smash nothing down. They had to tear nothing down. Now, we would probably have to do something like that if God say, hey, you finna take it over. But he said, no, shout. Blow them ramps on, blow it as loud as you can, and then I want everybody to shout in unison and watch the walls fall down. Because when the walls fall down, that's what was keeping them people safe. But now that the walls have fell down, they ain't safe no more because they ain't know it was a whole bunch of people on every single side around about ready to tear everything down. We all shouting, talking about, we finna take it all out. All together in unison. Now, I can't yell like everybody else, but y'all understand. So the walls came tumbling down. And now God says, the city is y'all's now. You know, kind of like the movie Juice. You got the juice now. Y'all got the juice now. The city is y'all's now. You ain't got to sign nothing. You don't need no mayor. You don't need no governor. You don't need no president. You don't need none of that. All you need to do is use your voice.
That's it. Use your voice.
Because they scared of y'all when you use your voice. Use your voice. You get to talking about God, they scared. Oh, snap, we got somebody that know how to talk about God. Right. We got somebody that know the whole word of God. We got somebody that's preaching and teaching the word of God. Yeah. We got somebody that can sing.
Use your voice.
Use your voice, people. Our voices speak volumes. Where I'm at. Verse 21. That's and they uttered,
So that's deep. Our voices speak volumes.
Y'all see how respectful I am when she speak. I'm trying to hear you. I got to listen to what you say. I don't want to make you feel like your voice ain't heard, girl.
Thank you.
She know what it is. And they utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both man and woman, young and old, and ox and sheep and ass, y'all know jackass, with the edge of the sword. But Joshua had said unto the two men that had spied out the country, go into the harlot's house, the three old foes' house, Rahab's house, and bring out thence the woman and all that she has, as you swear unto her. Y'all made an oath to her. Y'all made an oath that y'all would keep her safe if she kept y'all safe. So everybody got destroyed except for Rahab and everything that was anybody that was in her house. They all got to take that. It kind of remind me of Noah and them. Everybody got destroyed except for Noah and his three sons. And you know they got to take their women because hey, three men, we don't rock that way. We know we can't procreate. So we got to have our women. But anyways, go get her is what he said. Go get Rahab. And the young men that were spies went in and brought out Rahab and her father and her mother and her brethren and all that she had, and they brought out all her kindred and left them without the camp of Israel. So they got the roll. They got the chill. And they burnt the city with fire and all that was therein. Only the silver and the gold and the vessels of brass and of iron they put into the treasury of the house of the Lord. So anything that was what God told them, it had to go into the treasury of the house of the Lord. They couldn't take it for themselves. You ain't going to be no thieves over here. I'm not raising up no thieves.
I know that's right.
And Joshua saved Rahab, the harlot, alive, and her father's household, and all that she had. And she dwelt in Israel even unto this day, because she hid the messengers which Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. See, first you got to go check out the land. First we had to go check out the place where we going. Right. And we got to go spy it out and check out and make sure it's, of God, and we can take it over, because it's a small little city. It's what I would like to say. What is it from the movie Cars?
Radiator Springs.
Yeah, Radiator Springs. Radiator Springs. So we had to go check out Radiator Springs and make sure we can take over Radiator Springs. Right. As a matter of fact, Lightning McQueen, he didn't mean to land in Radiator Springs, but he sure did take over when he got out there. Everybody loved him some Lightning McQueen. Look, they didn't like him at first, but it grew on them. Uh-huh. So understand the same situation as this. I know I'm talking about Cars, the movie, but I'm just trying to make it realistic for y'all to understand that it could be relatable to a movie. Mm-hmm. So they got to spy it out. Joshua sent the 2 spies, and the 2 spies had to go back because they knew where Rahab stayed at and what was all in her house. So they had to go get her up out of there before they tore this place down. Last verse. 2 more verses. And Joshua adjured them at that time, saying, "Cursed be the man before the Lord that rise up and builds this city Jericho, and he shall lay the foundation thereof, and his firstborn and his youngest son shall be set up the gates of it." So the Lord was with Joshua, and his fame was noised throughout all the country. Pause 1 second before my baby read. I want y'all to go back and look at verse 20. What is that? 26? Mm-hmm. He told them, he said, "Cursed be the man that tries to build up this place after it has already been torn down." And this is the curse that's going to happen to you. The same curse that happened in Egypt. The firstborn son will be taken out once again if you try to build this place up. So what I'm telling y'all and what I'm hearing is, don't try to build up stuff that the Most High has torn down. Wow. If he done ran through a town with a tornado, it's for a reason. If he done ran through a town and set it ablaze and on fire, don't try to build it back up. Don't try to make no smart city.
Hey.
Go ahead, baby.
All silver and gold, all vessels of bronze and iron are holy to God. Put them in God's treasury. The priests blew the trumpets. When the people heard the blast of the trumpets, they gave a thunderclap shout. The wall fell at once. The people rushed straight into the city and took it. They put everything in the city under the holy curse, unalive men and women, young and old, oxen, sheep, and donkeys. Joshua ordered the 2 men who had spied out the land, "Enter the house of the harlot and rescue the woman and everyone connected with her, just as you promised her." So the young spies went in and brought out Rahab, her father, her mother, and brothers, everyone connected with her. They got the whole family out and gave them a place outside the camp of Israel. But they burnt down the city and everything in it, except for the gold and silver and bronze and iron vessels, all that they put in the treasury of God's house. But Joshua let Rahab the harlot live. Rahab and her father's household and everyone connected to her. She is still alive and well in Israel because she hid the agents whom Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. Joshua swore a solemn oath at that time. "Cursed before God is the man who sets out to rebuild this city Jericho. He'll pay for the foundation with his firstborn son. He'll pay for the gates with his youngest son." God was with Joshua. He became famous all over the land. So they're going to pay double time. Mm-hmm. The firstborn and the youngest son. Yeah. Both of them get taken out if you go against God. Cursed be anyone that try to build up this city. Mm-hmm. But what I like is how God said, look, even though she ain't a part of y'all, she ain't riding with us, we still going to give her a place to stay. Yeah. She going to be outside the camp, but we going to provide her a place of safety. Ain't nobody going to come up against her. That means cursed is anyone that try to come up against Rahab, her father, her brethren, and all of her house. The Lord used her as a destiny helper to get them out.
Look, yours said, not a messenger. Yours said what?
For which one?
When mine says messenger, yours says something else. He used her as a what? Wow. It was like verse. It was verse. It's like right towards the end. Verse 25.
25.
Uh-huh.
They let Rahab the harlot live, Rahab and her father's household, and everyone connected her. She is still, it just said she was still alive and well in Israel because she hid the agents whom Joshua sent to spy out the...
They called them messengers, but her says agents. They were agents,
Yeah,
secret agents over there spying out the land, trying to check it out. So Rahab could have came up against them if she wanted to, like, hey, y'all do know that these people about to come over here and they about to take over our spot. She could have did that, but that would have messed her daddy up, her brethren up, her whole house up, because she would have got taken out right along with them. She wouldn't be alive to this day, as the Bible just said. Reading on to chapter 7. Y'all ready? Let me get a drink of water. We going through it today. Get off me. But the children of Israel committed a trespass in the accursed thing for Achan, or Achan. We're going to call him Achan. Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, took of the accursed thing, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against the children of Israel. Did he not hear when the Most High said, don't take nothing, don't steal nothing, otherwise you will bring a curse on all of Israel? Not just one tribe, but all of Israel. The strength, well, I'm getting ahead of myself because I done read this before, but
right.
We're going to get into it. And Joshua, where I'm at? Oh, yes. And Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, which is beside Bethaven, on the east side of Bethel, and spake unto them, saying, go up and view the country. And the men went up and viewed Ai. And they returned to Joshua and said unto him, let not all the people go up, but let about 2,000 or 3,000 men go up and smite Ai, and make not all the people to labor thither, for they are but few. So we don't need that many, Joshua, man. We can handle up. Just give us about 2,000-3,000. That's a lot of people.
That is.
That still is a lot of people. So that means they got people to spare. Because we know that, what was it, 40,000 it said? 40,000. Yeah. So they're able to take 2,000 to 3,000 out of that crew and go and destroy Ai.
That's still a lot.
It is, because even the army don't even take that much. And they returned to Joshua and said, So, verse 4, there went up thither of the people about 3,000 men, and they fled before the men of Ai. And the men of Ai smote of them about 36 men, for they chased them from before the gate, even unto Shibrim, and smote them in the going down. Wherefore the hearts of the people melted and became as water. And Joshua rent his clothes and fell on the earth upon his face before the ark of the Lord until the eventide, he and the elders of Israel, and put dust upon their heads. And Joshua said, alas, O Lord God, wherefore hast thou, and I'm sounding like some poetry right now, but wherefore hast thou at all brought this people over Jordan to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites, to destroy us? Would to God we had been content and dwelt on the other side of Jordan. Now he talking like Moses right now. Matter of fact, he ain't talking like Moses. He talking like them Israelites when they got saved. Like, why did God bring us over here so we could get destroyed again?
Right.
But it said he rent his clothes. I ain't finna take my clothes off. But he ripped off his stuff. Like, why you bring us over here? What was the reason for this? I thought we was your children. I thought we was the crew that was supposed to wreck shop. What's going on? Why is we getting smited when you sending us to a place to go and smite them? We ain't supposed to get unalive. We ain't supposed to get taken out. What you bring us over here for?
Right about.
But y'all remember, he said, curse be the man or the tribe, all Israel, if somebody doing the cursed things. That's why you got to read the before and the after. So the reason that they ain't strong and they can't fight against nobody is because they cursed right now. That's the reason we can't really take nothing out, because we still under the curses, because people still doing stuff that God don't like. Yeah. And God don't like ugly. And what do they say? He ain't too fond of pretty either. Let me finish up and then I'm going to let my baby read. O Lord, what shall I say when Israel turneth their backs before their enemies? For the Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land shall hear of it, and shall environ us round, and cut off our name from the earth. And what wilt thou do unto thy great name? And the Lord said unto Joshua, get thee up. Wherefore liest thou upon thy face? Get up. What you lying on your face for? Get up. I don't need you doing none of that. Let me holler at you real quick. Let me let you know what's going on. Go ahead, sweetie. Read from 1 to, what did I stop at? 10.
1 to 10.
Yes.
Then the people of Israel violated the holy curse. Achan, son of Carmi, the son of Ziphi, son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, took some of the cursed things. God became angry with the people of Israel. Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, the ruin, which is near Beth Haven, just east of Bethel. He instructed them, go up and spy out the land. The men went up and spied out Ai. They returned to Joshua and reported, don't bother sending a lot of people. 2,000 or 3,000 men are enough to defeat Ai. Don't wear out the whole army. There aren't that many people there. So 3,000 men went up and then fled in defeat before the men of Ai. The men of Ai unalived 36 and chased them from the city gate as far as the quarries, unaliving them at the descent. The heart of the people sank, all spirit within them knocked out of them. Joshua ripped his clothes and fell on his face to the ground before the chest of God. He and the leaders throwing dirt on their heads, prostrate until evening time. Joshua said, oh, Master God, why did you insist on bringing this people across the Jordan to make us victims of the Amorites, to wipe us out? Why didn't we just settle down on the east side of the Jordan? Oh, Master, what can I say about this? After Israel has been run off by its enemies, when the Canaanites and all the others living here get wind of this, they'll gang up on us and make short work of us. And then how will you keep up your reputation?
How you gonna lift up your name? Like, how your name still gonna be spread abroad and you allowing us to be taken out? Go ahead, baby.
God said to Joshua, get up. Why are you groveling? Israel has sinned. They've broken the covenant I commanded them. They've taken forbidden plunder, stolen and then covered up the thief, hoarding it up and with their own stuff. The people of Israel can no longer look their enemies in the eye. They themselves are plunder. I cannot continue with you if you don't rid yourself of the cursed things.
So they done fell down on their knees. This is how people used to talk to God. Because we don't even talk to God like this today. I mean, they tell you come to church and,
right.
Come on down. What is that they say?
My.
What is that thing that they always say?
Coming down to the altar?
Yeah, coming down to the altar. But they always had this saying that they'll say before they come on. Come on down and let the Lord give you rest. And he'll take all your burdens off of you. And people go down there and they get to drop into their knees and crying out to God. Now, I'm not picking on nobody. But they did it differently in the book than what we do today. Like, we taught how to do it everybody else's way. Let me go down there and drop to my knees. Oh, Lord. And then get up and you fine. They was down there putting dirt on their head. They was outside. Tearing their clothes. They coming out of stuff. People ain't doing that in church. No. You know how messed up it would be, how viral that would go if you saw people taking their clothes off and putting stuff on their head, talking to God, talking about, why you do this to me? Why you take my house away? Why you take my son away, my daughter away, my husband away, my wife away? Why you take everything away from me? God, you get up. Get up. You see what's going on. You know why this is happening.
Yeah. You know why I did it.
Let me tell you why I did it. I told you that it was a curse thing. So you should understand this. You got some what do they call them? Some Judases in the camp.
Yeah.
You got some folks that don't believe. Let me read. Israel has sinned, and they have also transgressed my covenant, which I commanded them. They did what? They transgressed the covenant. What is transgression?
Come on.
What is transgression? Breaking the law.
Breaking the law.
So he done told them they done transgressed my covenant, which I commanded them. For they have even taken of the accursed thing, and have also stolen and dissembled also, and they have put it even among their own stuff. I'm the informant. I see what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you know that I see everything? I be checking it out. I know what my kids is doing, what they got brewing, where they done hit it at, who they done unalive, who they done said that they gonna rock with. I see it all, says the Father.
Everything.
Therefore, the children of Israel could not stand before their enemies, but turned their backs before their enemies. This is why they couldn't stand before their enemies, and they took off running, because they were accursed. Neither will I be with you anymore, except you destroy the accursed from among you. I ain't going to be with you no more, Joshua, either. I'm going to let you know I will walk away from all y'all. I turn my back on all y'all if y'all don't take them ones out. If y'all don't get them out of the camp, y'all better go find out who it is. Otherwise, y'all ain't going to be able to go on no further. I'll use some more people.
Gotta find the culprit.
Up, sanctify the people, and say, sanctify yourselves against tomorrow. For thus says the Lord God of Israel, there is an accursed thing in the midst of thee, O Israel. Thou canst not stand before thine enemies until ye take away the accursed thing from among you. You ain't going to be able to stand in front of your enemies and fight your enemies or tear them down until you take the accursed thing out of your house.
Get it up out of there.
That's the same for us today.
Yeah.
We ain't going to be able to fight against them or any of them if we got cursed things in our house. And I ain't just talking about stealing.
Right.
I'm talking about trying to act like them, trying to be like them, trying to say, oh, I can have me a girlfriend. Oh, I can have me a boyfriend. Oh, I could be this way. Or I could be that way. Or I could do what they want to do. I could be just like them too. Everybody else is doing it too.
Right.
Well, guess what? Your household ain't going to be able to stand. You ain't going to be able to move on until you take that thing out of your house. We had to kick some people out of our house before, just so we can get our peace, just so the Lord can bless us. We had to kick people out of our lives. When you reading this, apply it to your own life. Not just from stealing, but if you got people in your camp, or as they say today for the new age folks, in your tribe, and they ain't on the same page as you, they're not what we would call equally yoked, then they got to go. Because God ain't going to bless you if you got people in your camp that is not for him and that want to go against his laws, statutes, and commands. Need I say it again? He ain't going to bless you until you get them out of your tribe, out of your camp. I know, because we got blessed once we got folks out of our lives. I had to kick my own family, and I'm going to say my own family, my own people, my own mama, own daddy and them up out of my life like that, because I wasn't getting blessed like that. I was getting stressed like that. Y'all better understand, God don't play. When he say step away from some folks, get away from them, don't be rocking with them, you better do it. Otherwise, you ain't going to get blessed. Lord. You ain't going to be able to move on. Where I'm at? Oh. In the morning, therefore, you shall be brought according to your tribes. And it shall be that the tribe which the Lord takes shall come according to the families thereof. And the family which the Lord shall take shall come by households. And the household which the Lord shall take shall come man by man. And it shall be that he that is taken with the accursed thing shall be burnt with fire, he and all that he has, because he has transgressed the covenant of the Lord, and because he hath wrought folly in Israel. So Joshua rose up early in the morning and brought Israel by their tribes, and the tribe of Judah was taken. What tribe was taken?
The tribe of Judah.
Tribe of Judah. So every instruction that the Lord had told him, he did it. He got up early in the morning, and whatever tribe that the Most High had chose, he went and got that tribe. And now it's man by man, because you got to find out who the culprit is.
Sure do.
And he brought the family of Judah, and he took the family of the Zarhites, and he brought the family of Zarhites man by man, and Zabdi was taken, and he brought his household man by man. And Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, the tribe of Judah, was taken. And Joshua said unto Achan, my son, give, I pray thee, glory to the Lord God of Israel, and make confession unto him, and tell me now what thou hast done. Hide it not from me. And Achan answered, I'm finna let you read, baby. And Achan answered Joshua and said, indeed, I have sinned against the Lord God of Israel, and thus have I done. Go ahead. So he made a confession. He said, okay, I'm going to confess. Because, hey, at the end of the day, you ain't going to be able to go with us. He already told him, God told him it will be man by man. So it'll be from the grandfather to the father to the son. And you're going to find out who did what. Go ahead.
So get started. Purify the people. Tell them, get ready for tomorrow by purifying yourselves. For this is what God, the God of Israel, says. There are cursed things in the camp. You won't be able to face your enemies until you have gotten rid of these cursed things. First thing in the morning, you will be called up by tribes. The tribe God names will come up clan by clan. The clan God names will come up family by family. And the family God names will come up man by man. The person found with the cursed things will be burned. He and everything he has, because he broke God's covenant and did this despicable thing in Israel. Joshua was up at the crack of dawn and called Israel up tribe by tribe. The tribe of Judah was singled out. Then he called up the clans and singled out the Zerahites. He called up the Zerahite families and singled out the Zabdi family. He called up the family members one by one and singled out Achan, son of Carmi, the son of Zebdi, and the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah. Joshua spoke to Achan, my son, give glory to God, the God of Israel. Make your confession to him. Tell me what you did. Don't keep back anything from me. Achan answered Joshua, it's true. I sinned against God, the God of Israel. This is how I did it. In the plunder I spotted a beautiful Shinar robe, 200 shekels of silver, and 50 shekels bar of gold. And I covenanted and took them. They are buried in my tent with the silver at the bottom.
He done made a whole confession. He done told them where everything is at. But y'all see that nobody can go on. They can't win no more wars. They can't take over no more cities until you get this, what did you want to call them? Whatever y'all want to call them, until you get this culprit out of the camp.
Weed out the bad apple.
You got to weed out the bad apple.
Weed out that bad apple.
That bad apple got to go. Can't rock with us no more. You didn't sin against us. You sinned against God. Because he the one that gave us the command long before it came out of man's mouth. So now you in trouble.
Yep, even in your own household, you got to weed out that bad apple or that bad thing. You know when something ain't right in your house.
Oh, yeah.
So we need to be praying like that. Lord, expose this. I know something ain't right. I can't put my hand on it, but I know you know what it is. And he'll show it to you every single time.
Yeah, why we can't prosper.
Me.
Why we can't go on nowhere. Why we can't win. Well, let me tell you, you got somebody in your house that is against me. You got somebody in your tribe, in your camp, that's against me, that don't want what I have for them. Want to keep on doing the wrong things instead of doing the right things. You're going to have to weed out that bad apple before you go on anywhere.
Weed them out.
Get them out and leave them out. Now, this is how they left them out. This is what they did back in the day. Today, if we were to do that, you'd be in some serious trouble. So this is what they did. Verse 21. When I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonish garment and 200 shekels of silver and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight, then I coveted them and I took them, and behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it. So he coveted this stuff. Thou shalt not what? Covet.
Yeah.
Thou shalt not get jealous. Thou shalt not want what somebody else got.
Come on.
This is why you see a lot of people doing kick those and things like that, because they be coveting stuff. This is why folks do a lot of stealing, because they covet what's not theirs. They're jealous of what someone else has worked hard for, and now they want it. And because they want it, they don't want to get it, work hard for themselves, so they would rather go unalive some folks and then take their stuff from them and then claim it as their own and put it in their own household.
They don't want to work for.
Look, if he would have just waited, and it's going to say it in the chapter, if they would have just waited, God was going to give them everything.
Yeah.
But you wanted to steal. You coveted. You took money. You took shekels of silver. You took gold. You took garments. You took that's clothes, Babylonian garments, because you wanted something that somebody else had. Here we go.
Wait on the Lord.
So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran unto the tent. They went into his house, and behold, it was hid in his tent, and the silver under it. And they took them out of the midst of the tent, and brought them unto Joshua and unto all the children of Israel, and laid them out before the Lord. So they went and took everything out. Everywhere that Achan told them where stuff was at, the messengers went in and got all of it and then brought it out. Here is the evidence.
Yeah.
This, like the police. Look, we got all the evidence.
Right.
You went and you stole. Like, look, here's the clothes. You went inside and you took somebody's clothes. Then you took all the money. That's all they money. That's all they gold. You took everything because you was jealous of everything that they had. So now we got to put you away. We got to send you to jail. We got to send you to hell. Here we go. And Joshua, verse 24. And all of Israel with him took Achan, the son of Zerah, and the silver, and the garment, and the wedge of gold, and his sons, and his daughters, and his oxen, and his asses, and his sheep, and his tent, and all that he had, and they brought them unto the valley of Achor. What did God tell Joshua that he was going to do when they found out who it was in the camp? The first time, if y'all paid attention at the beginning, he said he was going to set them ablaze.
Yes, he was going to burn.
He was going to burn it up. He was going to tear it up. And Joshua said, why hast thou troubled us? The Lord shall trouble thee this day. And all Israel stoned him with stones and burned them with fire. And they had stoned them with stones. They died horrible death. You got stoned with stones by everybody. They was throwing rocks. You done messed up with us. You done messed up with God. What's wrong with you? You crazy. No.
Yep. They say
And
that.
then they turned around. Hey, set that on fire. Whoosh. Blaze. He ain't rocking with us no more. He ain't one of us.
Wow.
Him and his family. So the daddy got to go. Achan got to go.
Right.
The brothers got to go. The grandpa got to go. The whole house got to go.
The wife, the kids.
Everything got to go. It's got to get taken out because you can't rock with us no more. That's y'all. That's your bloodline. And see, when God say cut something off, he cut it off. Look what he did to them in the wilderness. He don't care. You gonna disobey me after I gave you a command? I'm gonna cut you smooth off. See, he didn't stone them back then. They just died. They just got old and died.
Right.
But this one, horrible death. Messed up.
He had to get rid of his bloodline.
He had to make an example out of them. Look, you come up against me, this is what you gonna see. This is what you gonna get. Stones and fire. And they raised over him a great heap of stones unto this day. So the Lord turned from the fierceness of his anger, wherefore the name of that place was called the Valley of Achor unto this day. God just turned it off that quick. Oh, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
I ain't mad no more. Y'all good.
They did what
He
had.
changed it real quick, but they had to do what God told them to do because that's his fury. That's his madness. He had to do what he had to allow them to do what he would do if he was here. But they had to be representation of God's punishment. Go ahead, baby. And then we'll be at chapter 8. Ooh, we in there like swimwear.
Joshua sent off messengers. They ran to the tent, and there it was, buried in the tent with the silver at the bottom. They took the stuff from the tent and brought it to Joshua and to all the people of Israel and spread it out before God. Joshua told Achan, son of Zerah, he took the silver, the robe, the gold bar, his sons and daughters, his ox, the donkeys, sheep, and tent, everything connected with him. All Israel was there. They led them off to the valley of Achor, Trouble Valley. Joshua said, why have you troubled us? God will now trouble you. Today, and all Israel stoned him, burned him with fire, and stoned him with stones. They piled a huge pile of stones over him. It's still there. Only then did God turn from his hot anger. That's how the place came to be called Trouble Valley, right up to this present time.
Right up to this day.
Sad,
Trouble
sad
Valley.
scene.
The Valley of Achor. All right, we got one more chapter.
That is deep.
Maybe two. I don't know. It just depends on how the Most High lead us. But chapter 8. And the Lord said unto Joshua, Fear not, neither be thou dismayed. Take all the people of war with thee, and arise, go up to Ai. See, I have given into thy hand the king of Ai, and his people, and his city, and his land. So, first of all, he had to calm them down. Hey, Joshua, y'all straight now, man. Don't be afraid. Y'all ain't finna die no more. Like, we finna go up there. We finna handle up. Y'all gonna handle up. Y'all got your strength back. Y'all got me back in. So we about to take all of them. Hey, don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Don't be none of that. I got you. We gonna take everything out now. This finna be y'all's. Y'all finna take over. One city at a time.
Yeah.
And this gonna be the first one.
Ain't taking off.
And thou shalt do to Ai and her king as thou didst unto Jericho and her king. So this is the second one.
Yeah.
Jericho already down. We own that. That's ours now. Now we going on to the next city. Well, we finna roll. We finna go get another one. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of y'all. All y'all can't live in Jericho. Y'all got to have different cities.
Right, that's right.
Y'all got to have different places. Y'all got to have different places that's owned by y'all, which is owned by me.
Territory.
Have your own territory. Can't nobody come up against it. My page turned. All right. And thou shalt do to Ai and the king as thou didst unto Jericho and her king. Only spoil thereof and the cattle thereof shall you take for a prey unto yourselves. So the only thing that you can take for yourself is what? I guess it's only me. The only thing you can take for a spoil yourself is the cattle thereof for a prey unto yourself. You can only take the livestock. Lay thee in ambush for the city behind it. So Joshua arose and all the people of war to go up against Ai, and Joshua chose out of 30,000 mighty men of valor and sent them away by night. He ain't sent no 2,000 or 3,000, 30,000. And he commanded them, saying, Behold, you shall lie in wait against this city, even behind the city. Go not very far from the city, but be ye all ready. So I want y'all to hide out. I want y'all to go, in the nighttime. I want y'all to go and chill over here. The other ones, I want y'all over here. It's 30,000 of y'all. Y'all keep in mind, it's 30,000 of them. Everybody ain't going to be in the same place at the same time. I got to take about 5,000 y'all over here, 5,000 y'all over there, 5,000 y'all over there, 5,000 y'all over there, 5,000 y'all over there, 5,000 y'all over there. Other 5,000 with me. That's 30,000. I don't know if I did the math correctly. 5,000 is 10, 5,000, 5,000, 20, 5,000. Okay, so that's 30,000. I think I said 35, but it's 30,000.
Yeah.
She always laughing at me. And he commanded them, saying, Behold, and I and all the people, verse 5, and I and all the people that are with me will approach unto the city. And it shall come to pass, when they come out against us, as at the first, that we will flee before them. That means we going to run away from them. we going to run away like we scared. But remember, y'all on the backside. So when they run up out of here, guess what's going to happen, y'all? You already know. We're going to rise up against, we're going to turn around. Major look. All right. For they will come out after us, till we have drawn them from the city, for they will say, they flee before us, as at the first. Therefore we will flee before them. When they say they flee before us, look, y'all, they scared of us. They running away from us. We must be running things, because they still scared. They God ain't with them now. Let's go get them. They think that they ready for this fight. But this was all a part of the plan of God. Get them out of their own territory. Then, verse 7, you shall rise up from the ambush and seize upon the city, for the Lord your God will deliver it into your hand. And it shall be, when you have taken the city, that you shall set the city on fire, according to the commandment of the Lord shall you do. See, I have commanded you. Joshua therefore sent them forth, and they went to lie in ambush and abode between Bethel and Ai, on the west side of Ai. But Joshua lodged that night among the people. And Joshua rose up early in the morning and numbered the people, and went up, he and the elders of Israel, before the people of Ai. Go ahead, baby. That was 2:10.
God said to Joshua, "Don't be timid and don't so much as hesitate. Take all your soldiers with you and go back to Ai. I have turned the king of Ai over to you, his people, his city, and his land. Do to Ai and its king what you did to Jericho and its king. Only this time you may plunder its stuff and cattle to your heart's content. Set an ambush behind the city." Joshua and all his soldiers got ready to march on Ai. Joshua chose 30,000 men, tough, seasoned fighters, and sent them off at night with these orders. Pay me all of your attention right now. Lie in the ambush behind the city. Get as close as you can. Stay alert. I and the troops with me will approach the city head on. When they come out to meet us just as before, we'll turn and run. They'll come after us leaving the city. As we are off and running, they'll say, "They're running away, just like the first time." That's your signal to spring from your ambush and take the city. God, your God, will hand it to you on a platter. Once you have the city, burn it down. God says it. You do it. Go to it. I've given you your orders. Joshua sent them off. They set their ambush and waited between Bethel and Ai. Just west of Ai, Joshua spent the night with all the people.
So Joshua is setting up a plan. He didn't put together some plans that the Most High has given them. All right, verse 11. And all the people, even the people of war that were with him, went up and drew nigh, and came before the city, and pitched on the north side of Ai. See, at first they was on the east side. Now they on the north side. So you got 5,000 over here. You got 5,000 over here. Huh?
It's a lot of.
Oh, it's a whole bunch. They took 30,000 for a reason. On the side of Ai, north side of Ai. Now there was a valley between them and Ai. And he took about 5,000 men and set them to lie in ambush between Bethel and Ai on the west side of the city. So now he done went from the east side to the north side to the west side.
Yeah.
And when they had set the people, even all the host that was on the north of the city, and their liers in wait on the west of the city, Joshua went that night into the midst of the valley. He in the middle of it now. And it came to pass, when the king of Ai saw it, that they had hasted and rose up early, the men of the city went out against Israel to battle, he and all his people at a time appointed before the plain. But he was not that there were liars. He wist not that there were liars in ambush against him behind the city. Now, what that means is he wasn't aware. I know I'm reading this, but just to let y'all know, he wasn't aware that it was people lying in wait for an ambush. There was an ambush set against him and all his people in the city. And Joshua and all Israel made as if they were beaten before them and fled by the way of the wilderness. So they acted as if they were beaten by these men of Ai, the king of Ai, like, oh, y'all, we scared. We running away. We gonna make them think that we outnumbered when they don't know that they actually outnumbered. My page turned, baby. Bear with me real quick. And it came to pass, when the king of Ai saw that they had hasted and rose up early, I'm reading that again, the men of the city went out against Israel to battle, he and all his people, and at that time appointed before the plain. But he was not that there were liars in ambush against him behind the city. And Joshua and all Israel made as if they were beaten before them and fled by the way of the wilderness. And all the people that were in Ai were called together to pursue after them. And they pursued after Joshua and were drawn away from the city. And there was not a man left in Ai or Bethel that went not after Israel. And they left the city open and pursued after Israel. And the Lord said unto Joshua, stretch out the spear that is in thine hand toward Ai, for I will give it into thine hand. And Joshua stretched out the spear that he had in his hand toward the city. So this is like that movie, what is it? The Patriot, with what's his name? Mel Gibson. I think that was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mel Gibson.
They
Where they
charge.
turned around and it was like, charge!
Yeah.
Or for the kids, Mulan.
Mulan.
You know, with Mulan, where he turned around and he had that sword and they said, charge!
Yeah.
And the whole army
Everybody.
listened to one man
Yeah.
and went after them. So they turned around. They're like, hold on, stop, Joshua. Now, they done got all the way out of their city. They done got all the way out where there ain't not one man left behind. Remember, one man. All men are chasing after Israel. So they turn around, got you now. Charge! Go and get them. Go take it out. They get to take out every single man. You know why they're taking out the men? Because the women and the children can't do nothing without they men.
And that's it.
They can't hold down their household. This is why households, you need a man in the house. I just said it again. You need a man in the house. Because if you ain't got a man in the house, when war comes, when everything goes down, yeah, some of y'all might be able to fight and but if it's a whole bunch of men, oh, you're done for.
Yeah, it ain't no joke.
You and your whole house is done for. 30,000 of them, shoot, you might as well just surrender. You ain't gonna be able to take out a jackdaw thing, and they on every side too. Let me get back to this. And, I'm gonna stop at 20 and let baby read. And so, when the men of Ai looked behind them, they saw, and behold, the smoke of the city ascended up to heaven, and they had no power to flee this way or that way. And the people that fled to the wilderness turned back upon the pursuers. So they turned around thinking that they gonna go back, and when they turned around, they saw their whole town was on fire. They ain't had the strength to run back, because what we gonna run back to? We trapped. We got a whole army coming after us. Then they done set ablaze everything, and they got people right there waiting for us. We might as well what? Surrender. Go ahead, baby.
Joshua was up early in the morning and mustered his army. He and the leaders of Israel led the troops to Ai. The whole army, fighting men, all marched right up within sight of the city and set camp on the north side of Ai. There was a valley between them and Ai. He had taken about 5,000 men and put them in ambush between Bethel and Ai, west of the city. They were all deployed, the main army to the north of the city and the ambush to the west. Joshua spent the night in the valley. So it happened that when the king of Ai saw all this, the men of the city lost no time. They were out of there at the crack of dawn to join Israel in battle. The king and his troops at a field en route to the Arabah. The king didn't know of the ambush set against him behind the city. Joshua and all Israel let themselves be chased. They ran toward the wilderness. Everybody in the city was called to the chase. They pursued Joshua and were led away from the city. There wasn't a soul left in Ai or Bethel who wasn't out there chasing after Israel. The city was left empty and undefeated, and they were chasing Israel down. Then God spoke to Joshua, "Stretch out the javelin in your hand toward Ai. I'm giving it to you." Joshua stretched out the javelin in his hand toward Ai. At the signal, the men in ambush sprang to their feet, ran to the city, took it, and quickly had it up in flames. The men of Ai looked back and they saw the city going up in smoke. They found themselves trapped with nowhere to run.
You know what God did in that moment? He magnified Joshua at that point. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
the emperor, you the king, you the ruler.
Oh, yeah.
They gonna listen to you.
They
They
all
gonna do
listen,
everything
yeah.
you tell you to do. Ain't nobody trying to get stoned no more. Ain't nobody trying to be set afire. But they got to set that place on fire.
Yeah.
They turned around and saw that their homes was gone. There was nothing that they could do. Where we gonna sleep at now? Where we gonna run to? Who we gonna? What we gonna do? I can't wait for this to actually happen. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I can't wait to see this actually happen. Like, when we finally team up and we get on the same page and we form in unison and we
Yes,
have
Lord.
a leader, I would love to be. Put me in charge.
Hey.
God, I'll take it. I promise you,
I know
we will
that's
not
right.
make a mistake. Unless somebody do some dumb stuff, hey, we kicking them out the camp, and not just kicking them out, we taking them out. And we doing it the same way they did back then. Ain't nobody getting away with nothing.
Nothing. Yep.
Verse 21. And when Joshua and all Israel saw that the ambush had taken the city, they saw, it was like, oh, look, it worked. The whole ambush worked. God told us to do it, and look, y'all, it actually worked. We need to listen to him more often. The ambush had taken the city, and that the smoke of the city ascended, and they saw that it was burning. And they turned again and slew the men of Ai. That means they took them out Now we get to look. They ain't got nowhere to go. Take them out. One at a time. Get them. You get one. You get one. You get one. Look, it's 5,000 of us. All of us don't get to poke somebody, but hey, if you're up there and you get to take out this little bitty crew, you better make sure they unalive and they ain't breathing no more.
Oh, that's right.
And the other issued out of the city against them, so they were in the midst of Israel, some on this side and some on that side. And they smote them, so that they let none of them remain or escape. They made sure that nobody leave and nobody was alive. Mm-hmm. Nobody remained and nobody could escape. Mm-hmm. That's why he said 5,000 or 30,000, but it was 5,000 with Joshua. And there was more on the other side, so they was able to come out and have fun. And the king of Ai, they took alive and brought him to Joshua. The king they kept alive, and they brought him to Joshua. Why you think that is? A king had to take out another king. King me.
Hey.
Let me take that from you. I'll take that from you, sir. That's mine. You're gone now. No more ruling for you.
Hey.
And it came to pass, when Israel had made an end of slaying all the inhabitants of Ai in the field, in the wilderness, wherein they chased them, and when they were all fallen on the edge of the sword, until they were consumed, all that the Israelites returned unto Ai and smote it with the edge of the sword. And so it was that all that fell that day, both men and women, were 12,000, even all the men of Ai. They took the whole city out. Mm-hmm. All of them. You can't fight. You can't do nothing. They took the men and the women out. For Joshua drew not his hand back, wherewith he stretched out the spear until he had utterly destroyed all the inhabitants of Ai. So he kept his hand out there the whole time. Hey, I'm not taking it down until everybody is destroyed. Till every single one of them, the whole town is down. Women and alike. Mm-hmm. Only the cattle and the spoil of that city Israel took for a prey unto themselves. Because we got to eat. We ain't going to take out the animals. They ain't do nothing to us. They didn't come up against us. We get to take we got to survive, so we got to eat. We get to take the prey. That's what the Most High told them to take. The livestock unto themselves, according to unto the word of the Lord, which he commanded Joshua. And Joshua burnt Ai and made it a heap forever, even a desolation unto this day. And the king of Ai, he hanged on a tree until eventide. And as soon as the sun was down, Joshua commanded that they should take his carcass down from the tree and cast it at the entering of the gate of the city and raise thereon a great heap of stones that remaineth unto this day. It's always something with some stones as a memorial. Mm-hmm. These stones is always a memorial of what you shouldn't do. And who God took out. Then Joshua built an altar unto the Lord God of Israel in Mount Ebal, as Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded the children of Israel, as it is written in the book of the law of Moses. An altar of whole stones, over which no man hath lifted up any iron. And they offered thereon burnt offerings unto the Lord, and sacrificed peace offerings, and wrote there upon the stones a copy of the law of Moses, which he wrote in the presence of the children of Israel. Dang, they even got to write the commandments of the law of why this place was stoned, why it got taken out. So it's like they get to take it out, and then after that, even with the king of Ai, where he hung him and then took him down, and then they made a memorial of him. Look, cursed is the man that hangeth on the tree, right? And this is why you coming up against God's people.
Come on.
You're trying to own stuff that's not rightfully yours. Mm-hmm. So now we get to unalive you and take everything back, and then put up as a memorial for a remembrance to anybody that come up against us. Mm-hmm. This is God's commands.
Yeah.
I just had to put the emphasis on that. And all Israel, or let me read this. And he wrote there upon the stones a copy of the law of Moses, which he wrote in the presence of the children of Israel. And all Israel and their elders and officers and their judges stood on this side the ark, and on that side before the priests, the Levites, which bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, as well the stranger as he hath, or as he that was born among them, half of them over against Gezrim, and half of them over against Abal. as Moses, the servant of the Lord, had commanded before, that they should bless the people of Israel. And afterward he read all the words of the law, the blessings and cursings, according to all that is written in the book of the law. There was not a word of all that Moses commanded, which Joshua read not before all the congregation of Israel, with the women and the little ones and the strangers that were conversant among them. So they even read the laws out loud. Like, this is why. And this is why he said it's a blessing and it's a curse. So this is the reason we got blessed. This is the reason y'all got cursed. Go ahead. And we'll be done after this.
All right, I'm reading Joshua chapter 8, and I'm reading 21 through 35. All right, the army on the run toward the wilderness did an about face. Joshua and all Israel, seeing that the ambush had taken the city, saw it going up in smoke, turned and attacked the men of Ai. Then the men in the ambush poured out of the city. The men of Ai were caught in the middle with Israelites on both sides. A real massacre, and not a single survivor, except for the king of Ai. They took him alive and brought him to Joshua. When it was all over, Israel had unalived everyone in Ai, whether in the fields or in the wilderness where they had chased them. When the unaliving was complete, the Israelites returned to Ai and completed the devastation. The death toll that day came to 12,000 men and women, every one in Ai. Joshua didn't lower his outstretched javelin until the sacred instruction of Ai and all his people was completed. Israel did get to take the livestock and loot left in the city. God's instructions to Joshua allowed for that. Joshua burned Ai to the ground, a heap of nothing forever. A no place, go see for yourself. He hanged the king of Ai from a tree. At evening with the sun going down, Joshua ordered the corpse cut down. They dumped it at the entrance to the city and piled it high with stones. You can go and see that also. Then Joshua built an altar to the God of Israel on Mount Ebal. He built it following the instructions of Moses, the servant of God, to the people of Israel, and written in the book of the Revelation of Moses. An altar of whole stones that hadn't been chiseled or shaped by an iron tool. On it they offered to God the whole burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings. He also wrote out a copy of the Revelation of Moses on the stones. He wrote it with the people of Israel looking on. All Israel was there, foreigners and citizens alike, with their elders, officers, and judges, standing on opposite sides of the chest, facing the Levitical priests who carried God's covenant chest. Half of the people stood with their backs to Mount Gerizim, and half with their backs to Mount Ebal, to bless the people of Israel, just as Moses, the servant of God, had instructed earlier. After that, he read out everything written in the Revelation, the blessing and the curse, everything in the book of the Revelation. There wasn't a word of all that Moses commanded that Joshua didn't read to the entire congregation, men, women, children, foreigners who had been with them on the journey.
So everybody knows the laws now. Everybody understands the laws of God. If God say don't do it, don't do it. Because he even had to make an example out of his own children, out of the tribe of Judah. He had to make an example out of them. These are the reason why you should be following my laws, my statutes, and my commands, and not turning away from them. Because on one side, you have blessings.
Come on.
On the other side, you have cursings.
Come on.
So which one do you want? Do you want my blessings or do you want my cursing? Because I'll curse you because you don't follow my what? Commands. If God said not to do nothing, I don't care if they tell you that the law is done away with or not. Jesus never said that. And y'all, you say that Jesus is God. So why would he say break the law? Or why would he say it's done away with? So understand, following them laws, you get blessed. Not following them laws, you get cursed. Shalom, kings and queens, brothers and sisters. That means peace be unto you. I love y'all. Blessings to y'all. Knowledge.
Happy Sabbath, y'all.